Guys, I'm back now here in Chișinău. It's very beautiful. I'm happy. It's a very sunny day. I show you as it is. Beautiful and a typical city. It's quite similar to Bucharest or Kiev. It's a mixture of both, and it's not untypical and logical. Somehow it's a combination of these two, because that's also the country somewhere between Romania and Ukraine, squeezed in. It was always the land where the Russians and the Russian Empire and the European Empire and the Ottoman Empire has been struggling here at the western coast of the Black Sea, and there were always shifting borders according to the power projection potential of the Ottomans, the Europeans or the Russians. Basically, it always depended which river on these big Eastern European rivers, from the Volga to the Don to the Dniester or the Prut. And that was always the question: where will be the eastern border of the Russian power projection, and where is the European border ultimately? The Ukrainians are deciding this today, and they seemingly have the Dnieper as the border at the moment, at least in the south, and in the north of Ukraine they have been keeping actually much more land. I was actually skeptical they can do that, but they have kept it, and so Russia is the south until the Dnieper, but it should never stay there, to be very clear. Anyhow, let's talk about history and future. And the future is clear, it's Europe, and this is absolutely Europe here, and they want, of course, to be in the European Union, and I cannot understand why we should reject them. That's beyond reason for me. And the whole philosophy of appeasement has led us into this catastrophe of the war. And the disaster of 2022 is the result of the Merkel-Macron policy of appeasing Russia and of keeping Russia in this kind of countries, giving them a bigger role, and then they want it all. They will never get it, but that's what the people here have to decide, and they decided it, and luckily the Americans and the British have helped them. If they had to rely on the Germans, French and Austrians, they would have been defeated in Ukraine, most likely. But the most important is obviously they themselves don't want to be dominated by anybody else. They want to be in a European Union of equality and defend it equally in NATO. And today, on this historic day when Finland decided to join, we are obviously in a very good position, because all the countries can piggyback them. And I will make more statement on that one, because that was obviously the big news of the week and of today, the Finnish going in. That will change the security situation of Eastern Europe dramatically. And in this big capital of Chișinău, I say for NATO application, and that's absolutely the fact. With Finland now applying, the whole situation in Europe is changing to the better. And then the smaller countries here, like Moldova, they can piggyback on the success of Finland. Russia can hardly attack us all, or start a big nuclear war and destroy itself because everybody else is in NATO. I don't think so. So let's now all together, from Moldova to Georgia to Ukraine and to Austria, Malta, Cyprus, join NATO. And that's the logic of it all. And that's what we should do. Now I will find a nice place. Here, the only thing which is worrying in Chișinău for this week, it was a permanent sirena. You hear a sirena all the time. I don't know if it's the politician transporting themselves or a lot of emergencies, but you have the feeling that some permanent sirena alarm is happening. Yes, it's a very beautiful town, like Kiev was, and is very beautiful. I'm looking forward to come to Kiev. I will go once everything is safe and it's good. I don't want to go during the war. I'm too weak because I'm not the official. So you are the president of the United States. We're traveling with Air Force One. It's a different thing. No, I will go one day. But now I went to Moldova. Tomorrow I go back to Austria to all these things which I need to do there. But obviously now it's the time to promote Moldovan EU enlargement like NATO membership. I promoted Macedonia very intensively in the times. I made it very clear. I hope I used my opportunities here. At least I could put a question to the Prime Minister and to some parliamentarians. It's actually, the whole thing is not complicated. When you're an Eastern European post-communist country, you have the following things to do. Join NATO, very simple. You have to join the EU, apply. It's also not complicated. Adopt the euro. Do 10% flat tax or 12% like Moldova, also fine. But you need currency stability, you need external stability, you need the aim, and then you do all the reforms which are logically concluding out of it. Reforming your army and your security service in Western style, to also reform the economy, join the internal market and prepare the economy for that. Have the asset register, like the land register, like the personal register, like the car register, and like the financial register, insurance and debts. You must do that. It's not so complicated. You have here, they're very good. Yeah, this is the World War II memorial. The Never Forget here, very beautifully. I've shown you that one. That's the monument for World War II. Very good. That was already, you have many videos of that one. That was for the 9th of May. I was there for the 8th of May for Liberation Day and for the 9th of May. And here this city of 700,000 is really booming. And Moldova and Chișinău is going good. Chișinău especially is good. Yeah. The rest I'm not so sure. But Chișinău is really much improved. DCFTA works and that was very good. Now with IPA funding this will be tremendously improved and reformed. And if we fail Moldova again, really it's unforgivable. It's 4 times we failed Moldova, and in history of course much more, but 4 times since 91. Could be like Romania already, but we didn't do it. And then we failed it so often. Now with this pro-European government, very competent. If we really failed Maidu and this Gavrilica, I don't know. I lack understanding. Macron and all this incompetence. It's a problem. Anyhow, it is a really very nice city. I enjoyed my days here. There's of course a lot of traffic jam, obviously you need to invest here, but that's normally what the EU knows how to do, yeah. So I really wonder, if we do things faster, we can do them very good, and it will be very good for bicycling, for public transport, more buses, yeah. And that would be really the way to do it. Urban infrastructure, and that is the way to do it, yeah. Now I will have to upload it and tweet everything. My fingers are already hurting. A week of tweeting and podcasting is really quite exhausting, yeah. I didn't manage a lot of media response here in Moldova. It was good in Kosovo and in Serbia. Albania and Moldova have resisted. In Ukraine I got good media response, but today I was in Presse. It's most important for me to be in the Austrian media. That was very good. And I managed to get this done. Of course, I'm not sure the Austrian politicians will do what I recommend them to join NATO. We have a lot of reckless anti-NATO activism. And so I will continue my activity on that one. Good, it looks nice. Some relics from the Soviet Union, my evil empire in decline. And here this is the Central Park. I will show you more what I can as long as the sun is shining. Tomorrow I have to fly back. But I will do what I can. Thanks a lot for listening. More to come from Pax Europiana here from European Moldova. Please support Moldova in the EU, NATO, Euro and fast, and get it done. And let's work together on that one. Thanks a lot. All the best from Pax Europiana here from Chișinău. Bye.